British Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go. Sainz gets away well, as does Lando Norris, as does Lewis Hamilton, who's already ahead of Charles Leclerc, and Max Verstappen into Abbey, takes the lead ahead of Carlos Sainz, and at the back that's George Russell out of this race, who's finished in the top 5 in every race this season, but he's out by the time they get to turn 1. Off the track there goes Charles Leclerc, and the red flag has now come out to make racing redundant.
So certainly something in the background went into the gravel up, so then...
There's the initial content. That's where the car then is upside down onto the gravel, and then it flips.
Yeah, so whether George got a little tap on his right-hand side, I don't know, but...
Yeah, gets the tap, nothing he can do, sent into the barriers. What's going to happen second time around here at Silverstone? British Grand Prix, lights out, away we go. They weren't held for long. Sainz comes over to cover off Verstappen, almost pushing him into the pit wall, but he might have to yield this. Does make the move around the outside and stays ahead. Sergio Perez now challenging down the inside. Hamilton's dropped a place or two, and he's now tangling with Charles Leclerc. It's Carlos Sainz out in front, down the inside. Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez make contact. Sainz from Perez, then from Verstappen, then Leclerc, then comes Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton, and Lando Norris now going wheel to wheel with the Mercedes. Sainz into Brooklands he goes. Leclerc tries to go around the outside of Max Verstappen and goes off the track in the process.
That's the second time they've made contact in this lap alone. A much better restart then for Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton, unlucky that he got put back into his original grid slot, and he's side by side through Woodcote.
He was side by side. He's now behind Lando Norris. As into Cops we go. There is damage to that front wing of Sergio Perez Red Bull. Perez now comes into the pit. Right, DRS for Hamilton, not for Norris this time around. Hamilton gaining on Norris, and as we get into Brooklands by the BRDC clubhouse, you can hear the cheers. Ooh. Carlos Sainz going off onto the grass there. I thought he recovered it, but he hadn't recovered it sufficiently. Verstappen sees the error by Carlos Sainz and swoops into the lead at the start of the hangar straight. Verstappen's in
very
trouble.
Slow.
Either he's gone off the track or he's got a problem with the car, because Carlos Sainz, who 2 laps ago lost the lead to Max Verstappen, is now going to retake the lead, and the crowd absolutely loving that.
Puncture, we think puncture.
Left front exploded, I think a puncture or something.
Okay, Max, can confirm it's bodywork damage, loss of rear. It is not critical, so you are able to continue, but you will have a performance loss.
Carlos Sainz, as he stops pretty much on his marks, and it is that white stripe, hard tyre, the C1, hardest tyre in that Pirelli range. So Ted, down to you.
They've got the head tyre, they've got the hard tyres out, and they're on, and he's off. Did anybody pull off part of the other brake duct winglet to balance the car? Because that's what they said, didn't they? That we will try to balance it in another pit stop.
It's come out, by the way, with Sebastian Vettel on his birthday, getting a bit of overtaking action that he probably didn't think was possible.
If Lewis has got some time in his pocket, some lap time in his pocket, he can grab himself an undercut here.
On a set of hard tyres that is not yielding and offering much grip to those that are running it in the early stages of a stint. That aside, Lewis Hamilton now leads the British Grand Prix. That's something we said once or twice in the past, but we've certainly not said it this season in Formula One.
So this is not good enough. We are swapping the cars.
Copy.
Carlos Sainz letting Charles Leclerc past, and Leclerc getting the DRS as well to help him make that move very seamlessly indeed. Ted Kravitz, down to you.
Hard tyre, sorry to disappoint you all. It would have been great to put the soft tyre on and really go for it, but it's the offset. Oh no, that's a bit slow, a little bit slow. Was it the front left? The rear seemed okay, but there was a little bit of a delay at the front of the car.
There goes Leclerc, there goes Sainz into Abbey. The 2 Ferraris out in front again.
I have a problem, guys. I can't take it to the corners.
I'll tell you what, if he stops here, we'll get at least a virtual safety car.
Yes, we do have a safety car here at Silverstone. In comes Carlos Sainz, in comes Lewis Hamilton. Charles Leclerc stays out as we get racing again, and Sergio Perez isn't far off Lewis Hamilton, because he can make a charge in that Red Bull. Hamilton's going to be under pressure as Leclerc leads Sainz, leads Hamilton, leads Perez into Abbey.
Yeah, Hamilton struggled for grip off the last corner for some reason. That's put Perez onto him. Perez may have a go up the inside of turn 4, and he's going around the outside and switches back as well. Will he get better traction off the corner? He's got the line then.
Oh, and off the track goes Charles Leclerc as Carlos Sainz retakes the lead of this British Grand Prix. Hamilton and Perez are going wheel to wheel. Perez is ahead of Hamilton. Back comes Sainz and Leclerc. Leclerc behind his teammate Carlos Sainz, who at the restart didn't think about the team, thought about himself and wants to win a race for the first time. Perez is catching Charles Leclerc, he takes him towards the inside. Perez on the inside, Charles Leclerc gives him just enough space. Can Perez squeeze past? They're going wheel to wheel towards Vale now. Who's going to be last on the brakes? Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track, cuts the chicane, off goes Leclerc, through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff coming out of the final corner. Perez and Leclerc going for it. Hamilton says thank you very much. Another thing opens up for him.
Perez comes up the inside, he's taking the place back. Hamilton hangs it out around the outside. He's run out of road. Leclerc's still in the hunt as well.
So Leclerc trying to get that place back from Hamilton. He has. Hamilton was forced off the track. I wonder what will be said about that. But goes through Charles Leclerc, who's got DRS to pull away from Lewis Hamilton. And arriving on the scene, Fernando Alonso and Lando Norris as well. 5 cars separated by about 20 metres here. Perez goes through. Hamilton gets just blocked a little bit by Leclerc. Here comes Fernando Alonso down towards Cobb.
Hamilton had to get out of the throttle. He was pushed to the outside there, and Alonso then couldn't make anything of that.
There goes Hamilton round the outside at Brooklands. No, can't get past there, but he forces Charles Leclerc wide, and now through Luffield, he's just inching ahead, urged on by the crowd. The roars of the crowd willing Hamilton back onto the podium, and he does move up into 3rd place. Can he hold that position, though, going into Cobbs? They're going side by side, Leclerc and Hamilton through Cobbs. Wow, what great drama, what great entertainment. And there is Charles Leclerc still ahead of Lewis Hamilton.
And Leclerc will not give up, despite his tyres.
He might have to now, though, because Hamilton's a lot closer, and DRS finally helping Hamilton get ahead and potentially stay ahead. And you can hear the roars of the crowd, whatever colour caps they're wearing. A man making his 150th start from pole position is going to take victory, and for the first time in Formula One, Carlos Sainz is victorious. He wins the British Grand Prix. Sergio Perez, a brilliant recovery from him, takes 2nd. Lewis Hamilton's on the podium for a 13th time here at Silverstone. Carlos Sainz on top of the world, on top of the podium after a tip-top British Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.